Hi, and welcome to On Stage at the Upper Room. I'm Ron Strand, and tonight we've got a little bit different feature. As you've maybe been used to in the past, we've had one guest up here, but tonight what you're looking at on stage are 8 comics. And I know there's got to be a joke in there somewhere, but we're doing an event called the Night of 1,000 Comics, give or take a few. And so you guys are a few. And so thanks for coming. And I'm going to just let you guys go around and introduce yourself, because each one of you guys are going to be doing a routine tonight at the Upper Room. So go ahead.
Hi, I'm Katsy Chappelle.
Hi, Katsy.
I am JJ Barrows.
My name's Josh Novi.
I'm Lisa Gilbert.
Robert G. Lee.
Mike Hughes.
Nick Arnett.
And I'm Jenna Perry.
Well, welcome all you guys. It's, you know, we just got through interviewing Bob, and Bob has had the distinction of being probably the comic who's appeared at the Upper Room more times than anybody else. But so you guys are, would you consider most of you guys that are relatively new in the industry? Are you, who's been doing it, say, longer than 10 years at this point? Nick, I know you've been here before. How long have you been doing it, Nick?
March 26, 1984.
Boy, you got down the date and everything.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
You probably remember the first gig and all.
Comedy Works, Denver, Colorado.
Yeah.
Roseanne Barr was a local back then, yeah, yeah.
Well, who would say, who is the newest comic here? I mean, who's been doing it? Mike, I know, well, Mike's been to the Upper Room before too. Yeah. And actually twice before.
I have,
this will be your third appearance.
I say I'm doing it 3 years, but it's 2.5. I round up.
Yeah.
Kind of like infant age.
Yeah. And are you doing it full time yet? Or are you still?
No, it's part time.
Yeah.
I can't say the salary that I get from comedy would be enough to.
It's a while before you build that up.
To keep the family happy. Yeah.
So, and you've been doing it how long?
Yeah, I've been doing it about 3.5, almost 4 years.
3.5, 4 years.
Yeah.
Are all you guys from the Southern California area, or how many of you guys are outside the California area?
I live in Southern California, but I'm originally from South Carolina.
South Carolina.
I got to say it like that, South Carolina.
Yeah, there you go.
But I love it out here. I'm one of y'all now, which means I can't say y'all as much, so.
Yeah.
One of you guys.
Like a Californian.
Yeah. Oh, y'all.
Well, I asked Bob this question, and it's one of the things I'm always interested in is how you get into comedy. I mean, what is it that drives you to say, I'm going to go on stage and stand there in front of a bunch of people and hope to God they laugh, because it's a tough, thing if they don't.
Mental illness.
Mental illness, that's a good one. Yeah.
I think everybody has we all have a different reason for getting into comedy, but a lot of us get in because you're trying to get over something, or we have something missing in our lives, and I know that for me, comedy gave me a purpose, and that was huge in my life.
Yeah, well, that's an interesting statement, because I've heard that comics are somewhat twisted. No, I'm kidding. What I meant was, well, when you said something's missing, but there's something there that man, I'm out here and I don't know where I'm going with this, but there's usually something that makes you say, I'm going to go out there and try to make people laugh.
I don't think I have anything missing. Maybe I'm the only one that doesn't have mental illness. I think there was a time, though, right, in high school where I kind of felt a little awkward. I'm almost 6 foot, right? Tallest kid in the school at some point. So laughter was a way for me to, just kind of break through whatever that was, insecurities and whatever that was. I'm only about 4.5 years into comedy. So I think for me now, what I love about comedy is just creating laughter is just, it's the best. It's just the best.
Yeah.
You don't know what people walk in with, but for whatever that time, that 90 minutes, an hour and a half, whatever that is, my hope is that they can let go of that and just laugh. And I love people. And so that engagement piece for me as well, I love the show part, but I love the afterwards. I love talking to people and finding out where people are from. And so for me, that's kind of what comedy, how it developed and what it is for me today.
Yeah. Now, do any of you, I know Bob does kind of a mix of both. He has his routines, and then he has where he does banter with the audience. Are you guys, do you do that with your audience, or do you kind of just have your routine that you do, and you're backing away from me. And
Don't be afraid, Cassie.
That's a question for another person. I have pieces that I will throw a question out there to someone because I want it to come back so that I can finish my joke.
yeah.
But basically, no, I don't banter with, because I want to be able to remember it. I'm too old. I'm not going to remember the funny banner from Tuesday to do it on Thursday. No. Stick with what I know. Stick with what I know.
Stick with what you know. Well, that
Yes.
works. You know, that's what
Yes.
works. Yeah.
I'm back to stand up after a 10-year hiatus and a
Oh, really?
125-pound weight loss. Yeah, I did
Wow,
it.
good for
I
you.
did it, and then I stopped. I
my
hit a
gosh.
wall. I broke my foot. I was almost 300 pounds, and
Wow.
broke the sesamoid bone in my foot and came off the road and everything. So, yeah, I became a massage therapist in a chiropractor's office for 10 years, and
No kidding.
people were falling off the table laughing, telling me I should be a comic when they didn't know I used to be a comic. So I revisited. So I'm
So
back.
that's kind of an awkward situation because when you laugh, you kind of tense up, and you're trying to do the massage therapy, and they're making them laugh at the same time.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So otherwise, I mean, others that kind of do banter with the audience. I mean, I think it's a very funny thing when you're able to draw the audience in, and there's always some jewels out there, you know, that somebody will say something really silly, and you just play off of that.
Well, I like connecting. I like how the seats are really close to the stage. Sometimes you work these convention centers and the close, or TV tapings too. Sometimes the closest member might be 30 feet away, no intimacy. And I just love having the intimacy with the audience right there. That's why I like the setup. This is
Yeah.
perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What would any of you say would be the most unique thing that has happened to you on stage? A memorable thing that either a terrible, you know,
Memorable
dive or-
for me.
Yes, memorable for
I
you.
was Patti LaBelle's opening act for 2 years,
were
all
you?
around the world and country. The most memorable nights for me were doing my comedy and looking over and seeing an interpreter for the deaf,
Signing your
signing my jokes and hearing ha 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 ha, and then ha 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 ha.
Really?
Yeah. So that was like you had to get a rhythm. You're like, are we on board? I'm gonna tell this one now. You gonna go with me on it? That was the most memorable for me.
Wow, that's amazing that they picked up the nuances and so forth. Wow, that's a good signer.
I once got booed in a church.
Did you really?
Oh, yeah, it's true.
Well, we're looking forward to your act tonight.
But to be fair, like I was like 6 months into comedy and I deserved it. So
Yeah.
that was really bad.
Yeah. Well, that's not fun to be booed at this church.
That's a good story though.
Yeah, that's a good story. Mike, you've got something.
My very first time doing stand-up, I did a class with my daughter because I thought that's how I got into it. I wanted to see if she would do the class, and she says, "I'm not doing that." And I said, "All right, I'll do the class with you." So it culminated with the two of us doing a bit together. And that night, we both got done, and we were like just jumping up and down with excitement. And so I not that I can't replicate that, but you know, I've been on the mic now in 2.5 years. This will be 310 times. Because
Wow.
I love it. I love the craft. I like the writing, making people laugh, you know. Yeah.
So you got the bug, but your daughter didn't really want to pursue it.
No, she chose college and work.
Oh, yeah, come on.
Yeah.
Why would you want to go to college when you can stand on stage and make $150, you know? If that sometimes, I'm sure, right? How about you? Have you had any real...
Well, I had one night when I was at this place in Adele's in San Clemente,
Yes.
and they introduced me, and I came on up, and I just tripped on the edge of the stage and just went flying right onto the stage.
Oh my gosh.
So now I'm very careful when I get on stage. I stop and I put my foot up. But yeah, so
Well, you
but
could
those
make
things
some
happen.
funny things like
I
that.
did. I made a joke out of it and carried
Yeah.
on. So it was all right.
Every now and then, one of the fellows here at the Upper Room and myself will put together a little bit. You know, we don't consider ourselves comedians, but we're frustrated, you know, comedians. But I remember we did kind of a Karnak thing one night. And you remember how Karnak would always trip when he came out? Well, I came up here and I tripped, and everybody on the audience thought I had really tripped, and it was kind of, you know, I could just tell it didn't go over. And so, but anyway, you know, You were going to say something, Bob.
Well, just as far as memorable times, I was up in Santa Barbara, and it was a huge convention of therapists, and I was telling a joke. I just finished a joke about God, and the lights went out. And there was no sound, no lights, so I still had to do a half hour, and I just did Shakespearean comedy because it was a huge room, and I just had to be really loud with every gag.
Wow.
But it was just one of those strange, okay, you just keep going. No matter what happens,
Yeah.
you just keep doing it.
Yeah, you got to do it. Yeah, we actually had that happen here one night. The power went out. And a comedian was here that night, Paul Aldrich. And we pulled a generator together and put some fake lights up. And yeah, the show's got to go on, right? Well, we're going to close out here, but thank you all for being here tonight. Let's tell me your names again, because I want everybody to have their name out there when we watch these. And we'll start over here.
I'm Jenna Perry.
Jenna Perry. Great.
Nick Arnett.
Oh, and do you guys have websites or Facebook sites? Just you want to plug yourself.
Yeah, I have a website, jennaperrycomedy.com, as well as on Facebook.
Okay.
NickArnett.com, ARNETTE.
I'm Mike Hughes Comedy on Facebook and Mike Hughes 34 on Instagram.
Robert G. Lee, robertglee.com.
robertglee.com.
Lisa Gilbert. Lisa Gilbert. And Lisa Gilbert.
Josh Novey on Facebook.
How do you spell your
Instagram,
last name?
Novey.
No V,
Yep.
okay.
And if you get on there, you'll see a lot of dog pictures, and
Okay.
that's all I put out is dog.
That's awesome. JJ Barrows, same. Instagram, Facebook, jjbarrows.com.
Barrows.
Barrows, like a
Okay.
bear and a rose.
Oh, okay.
Barrows.
Barrows.
People
all right.
introduce me Burrows,
Burrows.
but it's Barrows.
All right, well, you go ahead.
Two mics. Two mics.
You
Better than
look
one.
like you're going to talk, and I didn't want to miss.
Katsy Chappelle.
And that's Katsy.
Katsy. Katsy rhymes with Fatsy.
Katsy Fatsy, but
You'll
you're not
ne-
fat anymore.
Oh, yeah, I am. Let me
Well,
don't
man,
don't look when I leave the room.
Oh, my God. Well, you're an
Katsy Chappelle,
inspiration.
no relation to Dave. He's got an
Okay.
E on the end of his Chappelle, which is worth millions. You can find me on social media. I am the Crafty Comic. I do comic with a side of crafts. I teach soap and sewing, so they can look for me. Crafty Comic with Q's. Crafty is Q. Comic is Q.
You got it all going on.
And
You're a massage therapist.
No, I don't do it anymore.
Oh, you don't
I
do
don't want
that
to touch
anymore.
nobody.
Oh, okay.
I'm done touching people.
Okay. Yeah, you were backing off from me.
Yeah, because I saw some tension there. I didn't want to.
Oh,
yeah,
right.
like
Wow. I gotta loosen up.
Yeah,
Okay.
so that's where they'll find me on Instagram, on the Facebook. There's my age showing on the Facebook, and on the YouTube under Crafty Comic.
Okay. Well, everybody, thank you for being here tonight, and we're looking forward to the comedy routines tonight. And by the time you're watching this at home, this event will already happen, but it'll be an impetus for you to come down to the next comedy night at the Upper Room. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.